Super busy day today, back on the grind. I'm heading down to a job. Down on Budgewoi Lake. There's a restaurant down there and I'm filming an ad for them, which is a whole heap of fun. So I'm running right on time actually, so I'm gonna have to put this down and get moving, but busy day today, busy day.
Shoulders on ice for y'all. 86 all the hate. I won't get a ball today. Got lost in the ball and A's. I'm flipping the bars, I'm flipping the on record, off record. I still count wins when they got it. On record, off record. I let them take advantage. I was wildin'. On record, off record deals. Tell them talk to Colin for the quote. On record, off record. I still want the act, not the ghost. Trying to make y'all comfortable. For the record, you ain't trying to grow, then it's done for you. For the record, lab on me going all the way. For the record, ain't trying to link, no time to waste. For the record.
Now, Mel and I did a wedding here way back in the very early days of our business, and the owners had only recently set up shop here. The one, Colin, the chef I'm working with today, has been a chef for almost as long as I've been alive, and his wife's been in hospitality just as long. And they form the team that runs this restaurant, and it's an incredible restaurant. I've never seen a more eclectic collection of food. Everything from wood-fired pizza to gourmet desserts to a steak that just blows your mind. It's incredible. Speaking of the food, I'm here today in the sunlight to do some promo work for them. I'm helping them make an ad, and the last time I was here, it was just too busy in the kitchen, so we're going to get some food shots, and yeah, it's going to be great. Okay, I've got to get to work. The chef made me a kitchen coffee. I don't know what that is. It's actually really nice. Oh my god.
Been a little too nice for y'all. Now I gotta outprice for y'all. Snake eyes on dice for y'all. Shoulders on ice for y'all. 86 all the hate. I won't get a ball today. Got lost in the ball and A's. I'm flipping the bars, I'm flipping the on record, off record. I still count wins when they got it. On record, off record. I let them take advantage. I was wildin'. On record, off record deals. Tell them talk to Colin for the quote.
Risky idea. Colin's just plated up all this beautiful food, and I've gone and photographed it, videoed it, and I'm done. And he wants me to eat it, and I can't eat it all. So I thought it might be a cool idea to just pluck a random off the street and have them review it. He's down with the idea. He's gone to look for someone now, and fingers crossed it works. And that's a wrap. We did end up finding someone. He was the bar manager from downstairs, which it's probably going to be a slightly biased opinion, but at the end of the day, everybody else either had their food or they were waiting for their food. So I didn't want to take his business away from him. But it was really nice of him to do it. Darren, if you ever see this, thank you very much for doing that. And now we're going to go home and talk for a bit. Yeah. Before I talk more about that job, I want to talk about the elephant in the room. Obviously, you guys know there was no vlog last week, and a lot of you might be wondering why. There's a couple of reasons. First of all, there's a lot of stuff going on in the family at the moment that I can't really talk about on the vlog, and that I need to actually deal with. And so I've kind of scaled back all the stuff that I find mentally taxing, because it's having a big effect on me. But the biggest reason was last weekend was just stupidly busy, like insanely busy. I took Friday off for my my second eldest's preschool performance, and then literally from the moment we got home from that performance, I was building. Went out to Bunnings, got the stuff, come home, started putting it together, and that took me until Sunday. And then on Sunday, we did a massive cleanup. So let me show you what we did. As you guys know, this is like looking out my window. There never used to be any cornice, and the reason there wasn't any cornice is right here, right there, and right at the end is all brick. So what we had to do was build a frame that goes around the door, the same frame that goes around the window, and then plaster from here where the last wall cavity was all the way across. And then look, we had a lot of challenges, but then we did the cornice from the corner to the corner, and look, none of the people I had helping me are builders, so it took us a while, but I think we did a very good job. Thank you, Jock, thank you, Ronan. I couldn't have done it without you, especially not in the weekend, so great. It's not 100% finished yet, obviously. I've still got to do the actual finishings, and I've still got to do the painting and the sanding and stuff like that, but at least this room is sealed. It hasn't been sealed in the 10-ish years I've lived here, so this is great. And yeah, so I'll show you the other bit. Now again, it might not look like much, but on this slab down here there was a shed that had become dilapidated, and it fell apart about 5 years ago, so everything that was in it was rusted and worn away. And then where we're standing now, there used to be a bird aviary, and we got rid of the whole thing so that we could open up the backyard. It took an entire day just to pull it down and get all the scrap metal out. In fact, there was that much metal there. The metal took up that entire space in the middle out the front of the house, from the fence to the road, from one side of the property to the right side of the property, excluding the driveways. There was a lot of stuff, and it kept me busy literally all day. And we ran out of room to put all the mess, so there's still stuff to do, but it's 1,000 times better than it was. And a lot of that stuff was very old, and it held a lot of sentimental value to my mum, my uncle, my granddad, and so that whole weekend was just emotionally taxing on everyone. But that's why there was no vlog last weekend. And you could probably say, well, look, dude, you did a lot of stuff. You could have vlogged it, and you'd be absolutely right. Bar the fact that I wanted to be active in it. I didn't want to upset the people that were working with me by stopping to take footage. I really didn't want to upset anybody. It was great to have everyone here helping. I really appreciated it, and yeah, I just didn't want to. I wanted to be a part of the job. I didn't want to. Yeah. So that's that. Now let's talk about the job we just did. It's actually the second time I've filmed down there before. Last time I was there, they paid me in a beer, and I was okay with that. But aside from that, there's no payment. I'm really desperate to kind of just get my name out there and to see what I can do and test my abilities, videographically speaking. I don't know if that's a word, but so I reached out on Facebook and asked if there were any local businesses that wanted an advertisement filmed, edited, produced for free. And I've worked with the Olive Tree before. Like I said, Mel and I shot a wedding there, or a reception there rather, and they reached out straight away and wanted to start working with me. This is kind of what I want to talk about in the vlog. Why would you do free work? There's two reasons. First of all, creative industries, particularly photography and videography, people won't hire you if they don't know what you can do. And what I mean, that's not a blanket rule. Obviously there are some people that will just hire you because either they're desperate or because they want to help new people who start up, or maybe you're more affordable than more established competitors, or whatever it may be. But it's going to be a lot easier for you if you have the capacity to do some free jobs just to show off what you can do. Case in point, just through doing this free job, they've let me put my cards up in the restaurant. I met the manager downstairs and gave him my card. I've I'm building a good relationship with them themselves, which looks like it will turn into something that continues on in the future, and I will get to put my heart and soul into this production without a time limit, without any expectations, because they haven't paid for it. It's just me going to the limit of my creativity, and then I get to show that off. I get to show people off what everything looks like in the best case scenario. And as a bonus, you get to practice your inter-business disciplinary skills, like talking to other businesses, procuring work from other businesses, communicating with other businesses, the whole kit and caboodle that is systematic networking, without any threat of losing a source of income, because like I said, they're not paying me. I think it's a great idea to do as much freebie work as you can afford to do. If you've got enough money to get by that month, that week, whatever, chuck some freebies up at the end of it, just to test yourself, just to do something creative, just to do something that you don't normally do. Doing free jobs is an opportunity for you to test, flex, just change the stuff you normally do, to learn, grow, to try new things without the pressure of performing to a professional standard, so to speak. But I think it's valuable. I can't imagine there will ever be a time, regardless of how big this business gets, where I don't do things free. Perhaps it's my mentality as a lawyer, because we're encouraged and required, in fact, to do some pro bono work from time to time. But look, when my wife and I got our wedding photos, which are just there, that's some of them. The lady who was doing that was like the second best wedding photographer in New South Wales. Obviously, at any other time of the year, we couldn't afford her, not a chance in hell. The fact that she'd just defected from her business and started her own meant that she was building her reputation, similarly to what I'm doing here. Like, I've been doing videography for 3 years, but I've never done it under this business name, so I have to build a reputation. So we were able to hire her at a rate that we could afford, and trust me, it was so far below the rate she was worth. But I want to be able to pass that on later in like 3 or 4 years or whatever, when I'm a well-established photographer or renowned or whatever it is. I want to be able to just chuck out a super cheap offer every now and again, just to surprise people, bring a little bit of happiness into the parts of society that can't reach so deep into their pockets for things like that. Because at the end of the day, the way I look at it is, I'm doing this because I enjoy that feeling you get. Super valuable, super rewarding, grows you as a person, I think. But yeah, thanks for watching, thanks for tuning in. I'm sorry there wasn't a vlog last week. I'll try and put something extra in this week. But like I said, there's a lot going on at home on an emotional level at the moment, so I don't really know what I can do, and I don't want to be dishonest and pretend to be happy if I'm not happy. And I almost forgot the goal board. December, right?